Welcome to Big Brother Basics, where we're breaking down the basics of Big Brother 16. I'm Jacob Harple, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Erine Nunley, and the always talented, always fabulous Keith Guerrero. Look at that, America's Next Top Model. Guys, are you excited? The two night premiere is over. We are ready to start the season.
I can't believe
the 2 night premiere that could have been summed up in just 2 hours on one night. But yeah.
Well, we had to get that crunches segment in. It was very relevant. We couldn't. We really needed that. So
I get it.
So do we say yay or nay for the 2 night premiere?
I give it a yay. I'm really, really pumped for this season, and I actually like the cast a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. It was nice because it's hard when you do it all in one night because they're introducing all these characters, and I feel like we got a little longer segments for each person. So I'd say yay. I'd say yay. What about you, Erine?
Yeah. I feel like it. Like I said, I feel like it could have been done in 2 hours. I feel like you can still get a good enough amount in 2 hours because you're not rushing so much. But, I mean, it's still good.
All right, well, let's start with Premier Numero Uno. I got us talking Spanish in honor of El Cuatro. So is it just me, or do I feel like the first 15 minutes of the first episode, when they're introducing all the house guests, I thought I was watching The Bachelor at first because it seemed like all these house guests were just so focused on who they were going to bunk up with, what kind of girls or what kind of guys they loved. And I was just like, can we get some strategy talk here? Like, get some game plans, please?
Well, here's my thing about that. I'm pretty sure every season literally starts like that, where everybody's just like, oh my God, this person's hot. I mean, usually it is, but I think from what we talked about before, the second group might have been just a little more interesting, so they had more to talk about with them. And for the first group, they had nothing but who likes Cody, who's Cody gonna date type of deal. So I feel like that's all they had footage for.
But what I think is really hilarious was that Pow Pow was the one that wanted to orchestrate this all-female alliance, but she's the first one to turn and being like, but, oh, Cody, you're like freaking everything so I want.
Swayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I would actually kind of agree with what you were saying, Erine. I feel like the second house or group or whatever you want to call it, I think had a lot more gamers in them or players, and the first group was more of the good-looking guy. Yeah, not floaters, but the sexually active part of the house.
Yeah, no.
First night, we don't even have the whole house yet, and I think Big Brother might have set a record for most alliances made in an episode. We've got the Crazy Eights, which was just the first 8 people, El Cuatro, the female alliance, and then a really weird alliance between Donnie and Devin.
Okay, can we just talk about that for a second?
The Devin-Donnie alliance?
Yeah. Like, in theory, like, on paper, it's a smart move on Devin's part. Like, making an alliance with another person is, like, just having a 2-person alliance is always good. And I think it is smart of him to pick somebody that you just really, like, you wouldn't guess that Devin and Donnie would be in an alliance. With that being said, I don't see what they could do for each other. Like, I feel like on Donnie's end, all Devin's going to bring with him is a target. And then on Donnie's end, I don't think he's going to bring anything but a cricket sound. I don't see what they could bring with each other. Like, they don't.
That cricket HOH, though, that's going to be a pivotal competition.
Yeah.
What do you think, Keith?
I just think that's probably an alliance that was a day one alliance. It was something that Devin just wanted to like cover his tracks. Yeah. And since he couldn't keep tabs on Donnie since he's socially awkward, he just created that alliance with Donnie as a way to protect himself. So I don't think that it's something that they'll follow through with, but it was something that happened where there was only 8 people. Devin was like the only strategizer throughout everybody, in my opinion. He was the one that was creating these alliances and the side alliance with Donnie. I didn't see any other like side alliances that were like as official as Devin's.
Yeah.
So I was actually really impressed with how Devin was like going into the game, and I thought he was going to be clueless, but he seemed like the most Big Brother savvy out of everyone in the first
I feel like you're
half.
giving him too much credit on that.
I'm giving him. Well, that's also because we didn't give him any credit, and he like far exceeded my expectations.
Yeah,
than what we had talked about last week.
After the bashing that we gave Devin during the cast announcement, it was at least refreshing. It was at least nice to see him actually thinking strategically. Will it work? We don't know, but I don't know. Who knows with Devin? But yeah, I think it's something that we're probably not going to see too much. I mean, Donnie doesn't even know anybody's names, let alone whether or not he's in an alliance. So I don't know. I would, and plus it's just so. It's such a with such a big twist like this. It's just so. I don't know. Having an alliance this early before a twist like that, I just don't think it's gonna last. But
it's gonna take Donnie like 3 weeks to remember the twist, everybody's names, what room he stays in.
I just want Donnie to win POV so he can pull the veto out of his beard. Also, did Donnie give you the guys the creeps like he gave me? Because I thought. He freaked me out with that voice. He's like, I thought he was like that guy in the horror movie that they meet before they enter the house. That's like, oh, don't go into the house. It's so scary. Like, he just made me too uncomfortable.
I actually really liked his voice, and I liked Donnie a lot more than I thought I would. Like, I thought he was going to be so, like, when I say original, I mean it in, like, a bad way. Like, ordinary is what I was looking for. I thought he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be extra basic, like super ordinary. But I don't know. He has
he's gonna be extra basic.
But he's really interesting. Like he's actually pretty funny in the confessionals, and as clueless as he is, it's kind of charming. So I think he could kind of utilize that to his advantage if he backs it up with some sort of strategy. He says that he watched Big Brother in the past, every single season, every single episode. But I don't see him implementing any of the things that he's watched thus far.
I did like him during the when they were doing the introductions, how he noticed Nicole was super reserved and that he felt like he was drawn more to her because she wasn't someone that was probably going to blow up or gain too much attention. So, I mean, yeah, he does give me the creeps, but I totally respect what you guys are saying, and I think he's going to be a really good under-the-radar player.
Yeah.
Girl Alliance, El Cuatro. The leader is Pow Pow. How long is El Cuatro going to last? I'm interested.
El Cuatro is gone already.
I think
when you think about it, Pow Pow is very aggressive and all that stuff. And even though she was talking about how big of a threat Caleb would be to her personally, because they have that same type of out there kind of personality, I think in the end she's going to end up trying to work with him, and she'll put that above El Cuatro. Joey is now going to be part of Team America. She's going to put that above El Cuatro. So Frankie is, I don't know, I don't know. I don't think it's going to last.
I think if it wasn't for Zach, I think Pow Pow should be really nervous about Frankie. Because I remember she was talking about, I think it was her, talking about Frankie and Cody.
Yeah.
Talking a lot.
Yeah.
Frankie already mentioned her in the first episode that he was afraid that she might recognize him because they were from New York.
And because she's a DJ. Because she's a DJ and Ariana Grande.
Yeah, of course. Oh, did you guys know that Frankie's Ariana Grande's brother?
Oh my god.
What?
Did you guys just like Ariana Grande.
He's related to Ariana Grande and didn't win the America vote? Wow.
After about the 20th time that he said it, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
You're related to somebody who sings? Oh, you're going on the block.
you on the block. Yeah, I agree. I mean, first of all, when the alliance was made, you could tell Nicole was having no part of it.
Yeah.
So that right there is a bad sign.
I was thinking that if anybody were to jump ship first, Nicole would be the very first one to do it.
Like,
she was like, as soon as she was in that room, she was like, "Can I leave? Can I excuse myself?"
One foot was already out. Like, one foot is dangling in the water while they're talking about the alliance. And I was really like surprised in a bad way because I thought Joey was going to be. I mean, maybe I didn't get to see it, but when they made the Crazy 8 alliance, Joey was like, "I don't know these people," and I was like, "Good for you! Like, recognize you don't know these people, you can't trust them." And then when El Quattro comes around, she was like, "Yeah, let's do it," and they didn't show anything about her being like, "I still don't know these people."
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I was shame on you, Joey.
I was just gonna say that out of the first episode, I think the person that surprised me the most was Amber. We didn't. I mean, I really liked her because, first of all, she doesn't seem like she's very crazy. She seems like she is a pretty genuine person. No one that's gonna rub anyone the wrong way socially. I like that she had enough sense to realize that the twist was unknown, so she decided to throw it. Yes, I think she could have thrown it a little bit more subtly. She might as well, the way she threw it, she might as well have just like drop it and then just stepped off. Like,
no, what needed to happen was for her and who else? Who else threw it on the other group?
Zach?
Was it Zach?
It was Zach.
I wish she and
Team
Zach were both on the same competition. They both just like I felt like you didn't even try to trip or to stumble or anything. You literally and everybody's like, yeah, and I would have been like, did you just jump off? Like,
I would be like, no, hold up.
Check the tapes, Julie.
Her heart was in the right place. Yes, she could have done it better, but I don't know. I feel like we gave her a pretty basic rating.
Y'all did because y'all gave her pre-jury. I was the only one that gave her jury, and she's on my team. So I saw the potential in Amber. You can talk for yourself, Jacob. But I saw the potential in. You know what? At the end of the episode last night, at the end of episode 1, I was on cloud 9 because the only 2 people that were on my team were the last 2 people in the competition. Team Hot Mess Express, in it to win it. # Team Keith is gonna go down. I'm yelling timber.
I think you forgot that just because you were HOH does not mean you're safe. Need I remind you of the twist?
Who? Yeah. Okay. All right. And now, I think the last thing I wanted to mention about the first premiere was, I think, my frustration with Frankie in general. I think what really rubbed me the wrong way about Frankie was, before the twist, or before HOH, he's talking about how nervous he is about HOH not being safe, what he's going to do, how, he's freaking out. And then he goes and wins the first HOH competition. And, I understand that it's great to have that safety, but when there's so many unknown variables, first of all, there's only 8 people in the house, so something crazy is going to happen. I just kind of wish that he didn't contradict himself so much from what he said in the DR.
I feel like he's playing exactly the same game that Alyssa's playing, where she felt like she had an extra big target because she was related to Rachel. So he probably still feels the same way, that he has an extra big target because he's related to Mariah Carey or whoever it is. But so him competing hard in the first HOH competition, I'll let it slide. But it's very, very Rachel Riley type of gameplay right now, and I'm eager to see what happens when he's not in a position of power. Because it'll definitely be downhill from there.
I need somebody in the diary room to let him know that no one knows who he is.
Yeah, can we just get that?
So we can just tone it down and be like, you don't have to be so crazy. No one knows. We don't even know.
I just feel like Frankie was super aggressive, especially afterwards when he's getting everybody. He's like, we gotta stick together. And it's just and it was funny for me at that moment because I was under the impression that he would have to only nominate people out of that 8.
That's what I thought too.
I thought that too. I mean, obviously now we know now, but I thought that was funny to be like, look at you promising all these people you're going to keep them safe.
And I wonder...
Yeah, he's just a little too
I've only got 5 keys, how's good?
I guess I'm just afraid that his aggressiveness or his paranoia is being too apparent and it's going to really hurt him late game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect him he's gonna like he's on an airplane right now, and a wing fell off, and it's kind of burning, but it's still flying in the air. But eventually, it's gonna crash and burn into the Pacific Ocean.
Victoria's on it too.
Yeah. How important is color coordination for you guys when you make an alliance?
I mean, pink, done.
Final.
Sign the check. Sign the check, Julie. Pink ink, please.
I mean, that's exactly what Frankie did with Joey as well. Oh, she's got blue hair. I got pink hair. We should alliance.
Did you bring your hair dye? Like, back up.
Who knew that Victoria? That like, if only Victoria knew that her decision for her dress could ultimately decide whether or not she was going up on the block this week.
Yep.
You gotta think about what you're wearing.
She got shaded. Touched by an angel.
Who's not wearing pink? You going on the block. Okay. So next,
can I segue here?
Yeah.
Speaking of angels here, Jocasta, the basic fakes. Like I don't know what to call those right there.
Whenever they receive their key into the Big Brother house, they have to record their live reaction, not scripted at all.
I'm gonna read this book right here. Oh my god! You're kidding me! The camera's been here the whole time. Herb getting on the floor and praising God was a little much for me. Like Jamaica didn't even go that far.
Well,
she threw the Bible at Dick in the house and was clapping in people's faces, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Jocasta.
We definitely have a Jamaica 2.0.
I would be scared to make an alliance with her because I think she's always gonna pick Jesus over me. You know? Like she's taking Jesus to the final two.
I already feel like I see an oil and water vibe between Jocasta and the rest of the house, so I don't think that, I don't know, I feel like she might be a little too different than a lot of the other house guests that are there. I kind of see her as Kalia too, because I kind of saw the oil and water vibe whenever Kalia was in the house as well, but she still managed to make it pretty far, so I don't know, maybe Jocasta will make it far.
I need her to tap into her Danielle Reyes and like go off on somebody who deserves it, and then I'll be like, you know what? There you go, Jocasta.
Why is it gotta be Danielle Reyes?
It's you because she's the one that went off on what's her name?
Tanya or whatever? No,
Lori.
Yeah.
Lori, who was getting mad about Gary because he peed and then he touched the salad. Yeah, he deserved to get yelled at. Yes, Danielle will go after you, and she looked crazy.
Okay. So, Team America, we finally know what it is, and Joey got selected Team America. First of all, were you guys shocked that Joey was selected?
I tweeted so much immediately. Like I usually don't have reactionary tweets.
Immediately.
I usually don't have reactionary tweets just in general, but I don't know. I looked down and I tweeted, "Holy Joey," and like, wow, that happened. I reacted on Twitter for my actual reaction for Joey getting Team America. And I think that just proves how irrelevant Frankie is.
Yeah, right?
We don't know who you are.
I guess he doesn't have to just worry about people in the house recognizing him on YouTube. It looks like America isn't going to do it either.
And real quick on Frankie, I really thought that as a YouTube personality, he would be a lot more likable, like in the camera or like talking to the camera or even with his interactions with the other house guests. But I find him super annoying to just watch. Like, I just don't enjoy seeing him on TV.
Yeah, I think there's going to be definitely a big mix of he's definitely a love him or hate him kind of character. Yeah. And if you love him, then odds are you probably like Ariana Grande.
One thing that I was sad about, I mean, I'm glad that Joey got, I mean, I can't even say that she's popular or anything because we did this based off of pictures and interviews.
Yeah.
But I like Joey. She's on my team. And I really don't want her to be forced into doing stuff because of America. Because America usually doesn't get it right. Like, they just...
They messed up Eric's game. They can mess up Joey's game, too.
You mess up everybody's
That's what I was gonna ask you. Is this gonna hurt or help Joey's game? And I think, ultimately, it's something that you don't have control of is almost always gonna be bad.
The thing that really interests me, though, is that, like, with this twist, you're basically assigned... from America. Imagine if you're in the house. You get assigned a 3-person alliance from America, you know that America's watching and can give you like these different tasks and assignments. You want that shit to work. You want that 3-person alliance thing to work. And you're all on the same page. You all know you're on Team America. You all know you have to do these different tasks. So in my mind, I think it's a fantastic twist for the people that are in it. Like, you don't have any effort involved. Your things aren't developed organically as far as creating an alliance. It's just handed to you on a silver platter. BT dubs, do this task. And I feel like it'll be easy. It'll be kind of like a play on the Saboteur, except done a little bit more gracefully.
Yeah. I guess what I was just gonna say, it just depends on what it's gonna be. If it's gonna be more Saboteur-like, where it's like pranks and stuff, or it's gonna be like straight up America's player. This is who you nominate. This is who you're all voting for. This is who you're like. So I guess it depends how strategically it's gonna be oriented. Because if it's like Saboteur, I think it'll be good TV just to see 3 people, you know, kind of working together playing pranks. But if I think it's more strategically oriented, I think it's gonna be really hurtful for these people's games, especially since they can tell other house guests. So if something like that leaks, then, you know...
Yeah, there's 3 people, and if one person leaks, the other 2 won't know who the one person was that did it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's interesting, too.
That's what I was going to say. Basically, I just hope that it's Saboteur and not America's player.
Yeah, America's player, yeah.
We'll get another evil dick winner.
Yeah, seriously. Next we have HOH competition. Okay, so which HOH competition did you enjoy watching better? The sandcastles or the I guess hot dog one, the grill?
The rotisserie.
The grill was definitely harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 4 of the girls dropped first in that one, so I felt like it might have not been as fair as the other competition.
Yeah.
Because at least in the other competition, it was a guy and girl in the final 2. That rotisserie competition, all 4 girls dropped before any of the guys did. I
mean, the first 8, the crazy 8, they had it good. They got the easy HOH. They got all the luxuries.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They might as well put the replacements all on slop. Like.
Also, can we go into the replacement 8s? How we gave a certain title to a certain group of people that are replacements and not be originals. Okay, I'll just go ahead and dive right in.
Just go right in and go for it.
So we have the Crazy 8s as an alliance, and there's also another group of 8 that we would like to call the Replacement 8s. And they're not the originals, they're the replacements. And that's why they got into the episode 2, not episode 1.
Yeah, they didn't get we originals, we got an extra episode.
If this was the Bad Girls Club, the Crazy 8s would be the originals, the Replacement 8s would be the replacements, and the originals and the replacements are going to feud over the summer to see who can push who out of the house.
If you guys had to put your faith into one group, who are you betting for goes longer, the Crazy 8s or the Replacement 8s? Not like as an alliance, but just like as individuals. Which group do you think has the more... which group do you think is going to do better individually throughout the game?
The Crazy 8s.
I was going to say the Crazy 8s as well. They have an advantage for being in the house for, even if it was only for 24 hours. Like, they run that shit. That's their territory. People are coming into turf where there's beds already unmade. People claim beds. People know each other inside the house already. They know each other's names, and then they're learning these 8 new people's names, whereas the other 8 have to learn 15 other people's names. I mean...
Not even that, for me. I just feel like the personalities in the replacements are just, they're not winner personalities. I mean, Zach, I can't see him winning. I can't see him talking to a jury. Like, I can't see him being a little bit humble.
He'll be lucky, yeah.
Jocasta. I just don't see any of them having the right tools to get far.
That's true. I think I would have said the replacements, but I think you guys gave a good argument for the Crazy 8s. I think we've got a lot more leaders in the Crazy 8s. I don't know.
But just because they're entertaining doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna win.
That's fair.
So like
Christine, I'll give Christine or Kristen as who called her Kristen?
Joey did.
Was it Joey? Yeah, it was Joey.
Because you know how Joey be rooting on the sidelines for everybody specifically? She's like, go Amber! Go Amber! And Frankie!
and Frankie.
I don't know. I mean, like, the Crazy Eights are an alliance, whereas the Replacement Eights aren't anything. So it'll just depend on how loyal they are to each other or how gung-ho they are about getting the other side out, which I wouldn't say they are. I mean, we already have Devin and Frankie talking about wanting to work with Caleb. You've got Joey talking to Christine. You've got Pow Pow and every guy that entered the house ever. Although she didn't like Caleb, I did like that Pow Pow was able to recognize Caleb as a huge threat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm interested to see the dynamics and if it becomes like a side group versus group. I like that they can nominate anyone in the house, though.
Me too. Okay, you know what made me really like Devin, and this is what flipped the page for me, because I was ready to just stereotype the whole "here goes Howard and Candace" version 2.0, but in his confessional he's like, Joey, she's a 10. I was like, Devin, you are the man. Man, I wish I picked you. Ugh. But yeah, I'm a fan of Devin. I really am. I'm a fan of Devin. And even when the second group of people came this episode, Devin was talking about, I got the Crazy Eights, but who am I not to like look into these people to align with? And he's from Texas. He's from San Antonio, Texas. And
represent.
Yeah, so like I like Devin a lot.
I think Caleb was the best thing that could ever happen to Devin because it's someone that's super, super competitive. He's got the attitude to back it up. Caleb, as long as Devin's big priority should be trying to keep Caleb in this game because Caleb is going to soak up that physical threat target, and that is what Devin needs. Devin needs a bigger meat shield other than himself, so he does not become the meat shield.
Yeah.
I feel like the only problem with that, with the way the twist is right now, they don't have a problem. If they both find themselves on the blog, they'll be like, okay, well, let's fight our way off.
Yeah, it's serious.
But if, like,
usually
one of them, if, like, Caleb wins the veto, then I feel like, Devin's gone. But that'll be for a while, so.
I don't know. Like, I still get the vibe from Devin in a sense that, like, usually meat-type players, like the muscle bulk type players, they usually have zero social game. But I feel like Devin's social game is a little existent comparatively to other types of muscly type people.
I will give Devin the benefit of the doubt saying that I think he did more strategic talk in his DRs than Howard did the entire time he was in the house. Did Lady come over? Lady heard we were talking about Devin. She's like, you talking about my boy?
Talking about my man? I got him.
So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah. Sorry, we could talk about something else.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to our segments.